Hi, good afternoon. I'm Jennifer Myers. I'm the statewide disaster recovery coordinator at the New Mexico Economic Development Department. You have tuned into our weekly wrap up, our streaming. We do this every Monday at noon. Our goal is to update you on all the recovery, community, and upcoming events within 15 minutes. We're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So let's go ahead and get started. I have John Winscott, Economic and Energy Diversification Coordinator of the Conservation and Management Division at the Energy, Minerals, and Natural Resource Department. I told him I was going to have trouble with that, and is currently looking for renewable energy businesses to take part in a new survey. So with that, John, I'll go ahead and transition it to you.
Great, thanks. Good afternoon. Thanks for having me. Like Jennifer said, my name is John Winscott. I am the Economic and Energy Diversification Coordinator. Today, I just want to give your audience a quick overview of the department and the division I work out of. And again, that's the Energy, Minerals, and Natural Resources Department. And within that is the Energy Conservation and Management Division. And I'll be going into sort of what they do and my current efforts to survey renewable energy related businesses. The Energy, Minerals, and Natural Resources Department, or EMNERD's department objective, is to position New Mexico to be a national leader in the energy and natural resource management arena. EMNERD's focus areas include climate change, mining, and oil and gas industry oversight, outdoor recreation, resilient resource management, and expanding renewable energy. The Energy Conservation and Management Division, or ECMD, located at EMNERD, researches, collects, and analyzes data and information to inform state energy planning, regulation, program administration, and policy development. ECMD convenes productive conversations about New Mexico's energy challenges and opportunities that considers a diverse range of perspectives, fosters collaboration and innovative solutions, and facilitates the sharing of best practices with consumers and stakeholders. ECMD also provides technical assistance, educational resources, and advice to support policymakers, local governments, industry, energy stakeholders, and the general public in solving energy challenges and meeting New Mexico's energy, economic, and climate goals. ECMD manages and administers statutorily authorized energy programs to save energy, support the state's decarbonization efforts, and position New Mexico to lead by example. So to get to the point of why I'm here this afternoon, I'm currently in the process of reaching out to renewable energy related businesses to take part in a survey that will help us learn more about how we can recruit new renewable energy businesses to New Mexico and how we can support the businesses already operating here. The survey, as currently constructed, takes about 30 to 45 minutes to be completed and can either be completed during a phone or Zoom interview, or I can pass on the survey in a fillable PDF format for businesses to fill out and send back at their convenience. The ultimate goal of this survey is to establish a benchmark for where the industry is now and determine opportunities for growth and expansion. Some of the themes we touch on in the survey are company background, which includes questions like, do you have growth plans? What does your growth plan entail? And what kind of supplies do you obtain outside of New Mexico? The next category is workforce and training needs. Things like, do you have any training needs currently? What are they? And what methods have you tried to obtain training already? New Mexico development. This includes questions about what aspects of your business are currently in New Mexico, what aspects aren't located here, and do you have physical locations in the state? And then the last category is growth barriers. And this section is just open for businesses to tell us about what might make their business dealings difficult and what concerns would they like to see addressed. So that's kind of a broad overview of the Energy Conservation and Management Division and this renewable energy survey effort that I'm undertaking right now. And I'll find a way to put my contact information in the comments of this video, but please feel free if you're a renewable energy related business to contact me. Would love to have as many businesses take part in the survey effort as possible. So I want to thank Jennifer again for having me today, and I'll pass it over to you.
Right. Thank you so much, John. It was really helpful. Yes, please put your contact information, and then I'll also put my contact information in case anybody has any questions, any follow-up questions. So I'll go ahead and get started with our typical weekly resource wrap up. You'll kind of get familiar with the makeup of our newsletter. You can look at previous ones, and you can also look up pre-recorded ones on the live stream, just like you are now. Anyone since back in January. You can also sign up for the weekly wrap up if you're not. And we also have other newsletters. We have Main Street and Outdoor Rec. So this would be the area where you click on and sign up for any new ones. If you want to log into Facebook or YouTube and look at previous recordings, this would be the area to do that. So we'll go ahead and get started. So on the left-hand side, we have an economic development events and news. I will be hosting a New Mexico recovery series next week, the State Land Office. They're going to be talking about how to work with economic development and outdoor rec and how the kind of the opportunities that are available in the public lands. That will be March 17th at 10 a.m. So click on here, please, to register for that event. On the right-hand side, we have recovery resources. The new one is Re-Emerging Loan Fund, or RELIEF. It's a flexible loan that assists small businesses, nonprofits, tribes, public bodies. You have to be in a rural area, which they categorize as 50,000 or less in population. Loans are up to $25,000. There's no minimum. You have a one-time $250 processing fee. The interest rate will be at 3%, and the loan terms are 60 months, up to 60 months, with no collateral required. So if you're interested in this loan program, just click on this hyperlink, and it'll take you directly to the overview of how to apply and more detailed information. We also have the Meat and Poultry Processing Expansion Program, which are grants to help processors expand their capacity, and they want to encourage competition and sustainable growth in U.S. processing sector. So the maximum award amount is $25 million, or 20% of the total project costs, whichever is less. So that deadline is April 11th. On the left-hand side, we have articles and links to various things. The governor has signed some legislation. One is to expanding the Buy New Mexico initiative, and we also have lower interest rate caps as well. USDA has announced some monies for food supply chain enhancement programs, $250 million. Biden's administration has a real big focus on racial equality on their agenda, and also ARPA funds are being used to re-engage students through career and technical education. So you can click on any of these hyperlinks and read any of the articles that I mentioned. So those are the new ones, and we're going to just go directly to business resources. We have Comcast Rise. Comcast Rise is a multi-year commitment to provide marketing, creative media, and technical services for small businesses owned by people of color, specifically. So that deadline is in June. We also have USDA has a rural development that's offering its a multimedia guide to help rural entrepreneurs. This guide has a lot of information for startups and established rural businesses. They have 40 loans, grants, and technical assistance programs. So definitely take a look at that and download that guide as soon as you can. We also have a value-added producer grant that helps agricultural producers enter into a value-added activities related to processing and marketing of new products. So this is to generate new products and expand marketing opportunities to increase producers' income. So with that, we're going to go ahead and this is our highlight for the week. Outdoor Rec has a great grant program. It's Trails Plus Grant. Is a $7 million funding. And the grant supports projects to enhance communities' outdoor recreation opportunities. This is through trails, river parks, wildlife viewing areas, and more economic development prosperity. So these are for shovel-ready projects. It's to help access. Last year, they had the same program, but it only awarded $500,000 to 25 organizations for outdoor infrastructure projects. But since it was so successful, we were able to get some more money this time to add more projects in outdoor rec. So the scope and ambition of the grant, the local awards are up to a little less than $100,000, and the regional awards are up to $500,000. So applications are being accepted on a rolling basis until December of 2022. However, we really encourage you to apply as quickly as possible because the funds may run out. And what's a new thing for this year is there's a 2-for-1 match for rural applicants. So Outdoor Rec will match every dollar with $2. So if you want to learn any more details about the program and the different initiatives going on with Outdoor Rec, click on that guide and it'll tell you exactly how the grant program will be broken down. So with that, we're going to go ahead and dive into community resources. We have a Black Women Impact Grant, which is $10 million program will open for Black women-led charitable nonprofits. And this is to support any organizations by and for Black women and girls. So that is March 11th. So that's quickly approaching if you're interested. We have a Refuge Enhancement Grant or program. And this is to enable local communities to play in a more active role in increasing outdoor recreation opportunities on refuge lands, waters. And then this is also to address infrastructure, repair, improvements, needs to be proactive maintenance and maintenance logs to enhance wildlife habitat. And so that deadline is September 15th. We also have an apprenticeship program. It's helping to expand, modernize the current program, expanding the number of programs and apprenticeships, diversifying the industries, utilizing registered apprenticeships, and increasing access for underrepresented populations. So with that program is April 25th is the deadline for that. We also have the Bureau of Reclamation will be providing funding for small scale on the ground water efficiency projects. So they have outlined here in the description all the different examples of what that means. So if you're interested in that, just click on the hyperlink and you can, in the deadline, make sure you do it before April 28th. We also have another grant opportunity. This is to support research conducting secondary analysis of data to address key questions of relevance to Child Care and Development Fund. So it's called CCDF. So CCDF also aims to improve quality of care and promotes children's health development and learning by supporting child care licensed facilities and systems. So if that's of interest to you, so just click on the link provided there. So with that, the rest of those programs we kind of talked about last week, so you can always click on it. The weekly, you can look at the previous recording to find out more about these programs. And so in case you missed it, we always include this here, especially if the deadline does not have passed, we always include it here for a couple weeks. So you can always refer back to it. I just want to highlight the Route 66 Corridor Preservation Program. That is April 25th. So if you're in that area or if that's of interest to you, please click on this link below right here, and it'll take you directly to the information on there. Of course, it's been broken down between recovery, business, and community resources. We have several of the community resources outlined here, and they're all still active. It's by order of their deadline. So if something's approaching, it's going to be on the top. So make sure that you apply for it as quickly as possible. We also have a lot of different webinars and events that are coming up. I'm just going to highlight a few of them. So on March 18th, there is the New Mexico Women in Trade Summit that starts at 9 o'clock. We also have this Energy Sprint and SBIR webinar on March 10th. So that's just in a couple of days. We also have, let's see, what else was I going to mention? Oh, the Empower Her Forum is on the 25th at 8:30. It's opening the door to economic empowerment for women and business owners. And we also have on March 30th, New Mexico Rainforest webinar, Why Startups Fail. So as you can see, there's quite a few of them. I mentioned some last time, so I just want to highlight some new ones that were not on here last time. Of course, we always have our ongoing webinars and on demand on SCORE if you're of any interest. And then we also include our pre-recorded ones that have happened in Economic Development Department. So with that, we can conclude our weekly resource wrap up. I think we got it just under 15 minutes. So you guys have a rest of a good day, and we'll see you next week at noon on Monday. Have a good one.